Perfectionism, it's often praised as a desirable trait, striving for excellence, setting high standards, always aiming for the best. But beneath the surface, there's something much darker at play. It's not just about doing things well. Perfectionism is actually a way to avoid feeling uncomfortable emotions, painful experiences, and deep-seated insecurities. At its core, perfectionism is an emotional shield. Those who struggle with it often have a deep fear of failure, rejection, or criticism. In order to protect themselves from these feelings of inadequacy, fear, or unworthiness, they set impossibly high standards. But in doing so, they're only creating a barrier that stops them from confronting and processing their true emotions. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems to be trying to achieve perfection in everything they do? It may be a friend, a co-worker, or even yourself. Maybe they're constantly striving for perfection in their work, relationships, or personal appearance. They believe that if they can just do everything perfectly, they'll finally feel worthy, accepted, or loved. But that's nothing more than an illusion. No matter how much they achieve, it can never erase the underlying emotions they're trying to suppress. Fear is the fuel that powers perfectionism, the fear of failure, of judgment, of facing painful emotions head-on. When perfectionists set excessively high expectations for themselves, they create a constant state of anxiety. Every detail becomes a source of control. As they try to avoid the discomfort of life's imperfections, it becomes a way to escape the uncertainties that the world brings. Take, for example, a student who fears failure. They may spend excessive hours studying, rewriting notes, and doubting their own knowledge. Their motivation isn't driven by a love of learning, but rather a deep fear of failure. They're convinced that even a single mistake could lead to rejection, embarrassment, or even self-loathing. But no matter how much they achieve, the fear remains. The cost of perfectionism is high, even though it may seem like perfectionists are successful on the surface. The constant pressure to meet impossible standards takes a toll on their mental and emotional well-being. Chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression become their constant companions. They struggle with self-criticism, burnout, and an inability to truly enjoy their achievements. Every accomplishment, no matter how significant, is quickly dismissed as not good enough, and another higher goal is set in its place. But there's another consequence of perfectionism: procrastination. The fear of making mistakes can be so paralyzing that perfectionists will often avoid starting tasks altogether. It's a way to protect themselves from the potential pain of failure. However, it only serves to keep them stuck and unable to move forward. So let's be clear, perfectionism is not about being better, it's about avoiding pain. True self-worth doesn't come from flawlessness, but from having the courage to be imperfect and fully experience life. It's about accepting that failure, rejection, and vulnerability are a part of the human experience, and that there is growth and beauty in embracing imperfection. So, let go of the need for perfection and embrace the freedom to be authentically imperfect.